Hello everybody and welcome to Andrew Rants, a video series where I stand upon my metaphorical soapbox pedestal of the world and I complain, rant, rave, bitch, scream, holler, yell, and just plain lose my mind over the stupid things around me. And Hasbro, you finally made my list! Woo! Though I think you were on here before when I think I complained about your Combiner Force figures. Well, guess what, Hasbro? You're back on my list again. Yay! And this time, it's not just for this in general. It's for the whole why you've decided to screw people to the wall again. Now look, I have been a fan of Transformers since Beast Wars. I grew up in the 90s, okay? I was born in 1989. Sadly, at the tail end of your Transformers line. For the original G1 and G2 figures, I was probably still very young. The first ever glimpse I had of the original Optimus Prime was in the Transformers movie that my uncle rented for me one holiday to watch. That's literally it. Prior to that, I knew nothing about Optimus Prime. I thought Optimus Primal from Beast Wars was Optimus Prime. And that's what I grew up thinking and watching till later on in life. But why is it you want to screw over your customers by creating crappier toys? First, you had the one-step changers, which suck. The whole point of Transformers is to transform them. To show your friends, hey, I can transform this one in under a minute. It's a record. It's like the Rubik's Cube back in the 80s. Or, better yet, why have the combiners for Combiner Force not have movable limbs, like an elbow articulation, and knee articulation, and torso articulation? Why do they walk like tin soldiers? Or better yet, and even more to the point of this video, why did you once again drop the ball on Cyberverse? Yes, I've seen the two review videos courtesy of Bolt Matrix with Shockwave and Optimus Prime, and I just have to shake my head, Hasbro, and go, why? Optimus Prime, first off, the iconic Transformer, the Autobot leader, wielder of the Autobot Matrix of Leadership, the main bot, voiced by one of the greatest voice actors that will ever exist in our entire lives, Peter Cullen, and occasionally other people when you don't want to pay him for the shows. Why have you screwed Optimus to the wall? This new Cyberverse figure that came out, that Bolt Matrix reviewed, is, I think it's like a Legend or Warrior class, I think is what you're calling it. And he has an Energon axe attack. It's a spring-loaded, it's not even spring-loaded, it's like a paper clip or one of those clothespins. As you pull the arm back a little bit and whing, it just swings down like an axe. It's the stupidest thing in the world. It reminds me of that Last Action Hero figure with karate chop action. That's all it's doing. It's a fancy karate chop with a plastic axe attached to the hand. And bringing up the hand part, why don't they have decent hands? No. Why don't they have decent hands? His right hand is actually molded and then covered up by the front of the cab for his vehicle mode. The left hand doesn't exist. Now, I understand you're going to say, well, that's because it's an Energon axe. Like in the Machinima version, it comes out through his hand and replaces it. Okay. Then why doesn't he even have a hand to begin with? And then there's Shockwave. Now, his robot mode, I will agree with Bolt Matrix, looks badass. Fact to be, if it didn't transform, that would be the coolest transforming bot you had. Doesn't transform, but looks kick-ass. Its ult mode looks like something from Battle Engine Aquila. One of those walking transport cannons. That's what it looks like. I'm just going to walk here nice and slow, incoming enemy, fire cannon, and have it, move backwards because it doesn't have a stabilizer. And this is just the start of a slew of issues that I seem to have with Hasbro's Transformer line. I'm still pissed about the Combiner Force. That could have been so much better than it was. So many things you dropped the ball on. some of the figures from the Cybertron line. Now, while I can hear you go, well, we got those from Takara because that was a Japanese show that we did the toy line for the US version of. Okay, you could have changed it up a bit. You did for some of your other stuff. Why didn't you do it now? And I mean, so far, and I want to say this, the only thing you seem to have gotten very good was the Machinima stuff for the freaking Prime Wars trilogy. Or the, the Unicron trilogy. The Prime Wars thing's coming up. The Unicron trilogy, where you had Combiner Wars, Titans Returns, and Powers of the Prime. Those seem to be the only things you've gotten somewhat right. And I say somewhat because there were some toys by the toy reviewers that really kind of limped to the barn with. Better yet, Hasbro, here's an even better idea. Since kids and collectors seem to lose these a lot, why not come out with a pack of universal weapons for each of the Transformers to wield? Like a whole range of blasters and swords, spears, shields, and package that. There's a free idea for you. Try that! Just get the peg to be universal, and hey, you got a gimmick somebody will buy a crap ton of! Now, wait, never mind, you'll screw that up too somehow. Look, I don't mean to be mean or anything here. I'm really trying not to be. But what the hell were you thinking? You screwed up Optimus Prime. Optimus frickin' Prime. How do you screw that up? How? And then it makes me worry even more because you have the rights to Power Rangers, to make the Power Rangers toys. And that worries me more that you're going to screw those up. I mean, you really can't do worse than Bandai at this point. Bandai for years never gave the Deluxe Megazords articulation. They moved like tin soldiers, only in this case, it was just the arms that moved, not the legs. Articulation. Hasbro, that's the word of the day. Plaster it in R&D. Articulation. And put down what the meaning is underneath of it. If you want the better meaning of it, it means make it so the toy moves, damn it! I like a toy, but elbow articulation, shoulder articulation, knee and torso articulation, hip articulation, make the ankles move, make it worth the price tag you're forcing people to pay. Because you don't know what those stupid Cyberverse figures are costing? $15! For what? A piece of chintzy-ass plastic that's no better than a Chinese knockoff toy! I'm not joking! $15 for that, and the one reviewer paid $20 because he bought them online. $15 retail, $20 online. What the hell? I'd be expecting that to things like 20-some years old. Not if it's recent, just coming out. $15? What? That's like an $8 figure at best, and even that's stretching it. You're looking more like $5, $6. $15? I thought the DC Universe's stupid price tag for a year was enough to annoy me. $15? For a crappy Optimus Prime that barely has any articulation? $15? I think it better crop gold bars or transform into a gold bar itself. $15? Hasbro, please stop screwing up the Transformers toys. If you want to screw something up, find something else in your repertoire. Screw with that! Take a little bit of money. Invest a little more into R&D. Improve the toys! It's a niche market anymore because Toys R Us is gone. You really got to make sure you keep it alive. Take some money. Invest it in R&D. Show it to the world that it's actually worthwhile to have in your hands. Otherwise, people aren't going to want to buy them. You will make no money, and then you will be laying off people, and you'll all be screwed. But please, please, don't screw with Transformers anymore. And whatever you do, don't screw with the Power Rangers. You have it. Run with it. Put some money into R&D. And if you don't know what that is, it's research and development. That means you research ways to make them better, and you develop them that way. You don't just sit there, look at it, and go, yeah, that's good for a Transformer, and push it out of the way. You have the chance to make the figures really impressive and really amazing. Don't waste it! But let me know what you all think in the comment section below. Do you think Hasbro should really try their best to improve the Transformers line before they start messing with the Power Rangers? Or do you think all hope is lost at this point? Let me know what you think below. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been Andrew Rants.